Hey, let's talk about scarcity. Scarcity refers to the gap between inefficient resources and the theoretical needs people have for these resources. In situations characterized by scarcity, societies have to decide how to allocate scarce resources efficiently to address the needs and wants of the major population. I wonder, what could be the tactics that make scarcity really works for the marketers? Does anyone know?
Oh, I can help you with that. First is purchase countdown. A timer within a sale context implies that the sales team is defining scarcity as a key parameter. So how does it increase sale? Once a customer understands how much time she will need to make a decision, online shopping like Lazada and Shopee use such a tactic. And it works really well because it drives the last minute rush to make a purchase before times run out, such a free shipping voucher when you purchase an item.
Me too. I know one, which is sale price countdown. Countdown also works in the context of a limited time sales price. A sale price countdown is used to drive urgency and encourage consumer to make a purchase before time runs out. It creates scarcity as well as a buy now mindset, while tapping into what sociologists call loss, aversion to encourage consumer to make purchase immediately instead of later. Who can resist 50% off?
I will add also that next day shipping, it leverages the power of scarcity by using countdowns. Many online companies use the tactic to let consumers know that they have very little time before they lose the opportunity to have their purchases shipped out of the following day. This increases urgency on the part of the consumer and encourages her to make purchases. Companies like Amazon take advantage of countdowns to urge consumers to make purchases, or else they will not guarantee next day shipping once time runs out. It works because many consumers want their purchases to arrive as soon as possible.
Summer is coming. There are seasonal offers. Seasonal offers are used to create scarcity and encourage sales because seasons and holidays don't last that long. Example, while not as holiday heavy as the spring, the summer holds numerous marketing opportunities. Marketers can give thanks to the weather and the many things that are top of mind when the summertime arrives, such as the sunshine and outdoors. Brands can also use the summer weather in an opposite way for marketing ways to beat the heat. Summer weather is loaded with opportunity.
I have last additional to their tactics, and that is limited stock notice, because scarcity causes items to seem very popular, particularly for online buyers. Many online sellers tend to leverage limited stock notice. When a consumer sees a product that she likes is almost out of stock, she will acquire agency and purchase it immediately. Example, Tala Bekala Jewelries use the tactics to drive sales and encourage buyers to make purchase because they only have limited stock of jewelries.
What is the best example of scarcity?
Here, if I offer you 100 pesos, will you accept a 1,000 pesos more?
What about 100,000 pesos?
Would 1 million satisfy you?
At what point will you receive enough money that if I offer you more, you won't accept?
Of course, you want as much money as possible. The law of scarcity, unlimited wants and limited availability. People will always want more, even if their immediate needs are satisfied. What economics attempts to do is to study human behavior as a scientifically to project future behavior patterns. However, humans often act irrationally, so their purchasing habits are often difficult to predict.
Hey, to those who's still lacking, you can ask more questions.
How do you know that something is scarce?
People are willing to sacrifice in order to get it.
Oftentimes, this means there is a price.
The higher the price, the more scarce it is.
I would like to ask too, how does scarcity occur in business?
Number 1. Low supply of resources. The scarcity of goods plays a significant role in affecting competition in any price-based market. Because scarce goods are typically subject to greater demand, they often command higher price as well.
High number of demand. As we will see after, if demand is greater than the supply, there is a shortage. More items are demanded at a higher price. Less items are offered at the same price. Therefore, there is a shortage. If the supply increases, the price decreases, and if the supply decreases, the price increases.
3. No substitute product. A product with several substitutes is hard to price since every producer of substitute product is trying to sell more. The only things that can rely are branding and pricing. Thus, the prices of product with many substitutes are highly volatile. In a market where there are few substitute products, there is a probability of earning higher profits.
Then, what is scarce and abundant?
Scarcity means there is not enough for everyone to have all of everything they need or want. Those who see a world of abundance have a more inclusive and holistic view of the world.
If every resources on earth was abundant, there would be no need for economies. Decisions on resources allocation would not be necessary, and trade-offs would be redundant. Unfortunately, the real world does not work in such a way. Each commodity comes with a price. Essentially, each resources on earth shows a degree of scarcity.
For example, time and money are characteristically scarce resources. In the real world, it is common to find someone with little of one resource or even both. A person without a job may have a lot of time but still be unable to meet his basic personal needs.
I forgot. What is economics?
Economics is the study of how individuals and societies use their scarce resources to satisfy their unlimited wants.
What is the difference between a want and a need?
Wants are items that we desire but are not necessary for survival. Needs are something like air, food, or shelter that are necessary for survival.
How do we satisfy our wants and needs?
We buy goods and services.
What are goods and services?
Example of goods is clothes or shoes, while services is the activities that one person performs for another, such as haircuts, doctor, or teacher.
Why do we have to make choices about which good or services we can buy?
The resources used to make a goods and service are scarce. That makes a good and service scarce.
What is the difference between scarcity and shortage?
Scarcity means that there is a limited quantity of resources to meet unlimited wants and needs. Shortage is a situation where a good or a service is temporarily unavailable.
What is trade-off?
A trade-off is when one thing is given up in order to get another. For example, the government has to decide whether to spend $1 billion more on education or $1 billion more on defense. Scarcity forces us as a society to make choices. Society must decide what goods and services to produce, how these goods and services will be produced, and finally, who should receive these goods and services.
Then, what is opportunity cost?
Opportunity cost. Making a choice, any choice, always has some cost. So, by spending a certain amount on item A, we're giving up the opportunity to have item B. For example, by going to college to taking out loans to pay for college, you are forsaking the opportunity to work and earn money. Every time you make an economy choice, there is an opportunity cost to you in terms of what you had to give up or a trade-off.
It is possible to have no scarcity.
If there was no scarcity, the price of everything would be free. So there would be no necessity for supply and demand. There would be no need for government intervention to redistribute scarce resources. But if there is no scarcity, then a fall in economic growth would be meaningless.
How to manage the condition of scarcity?
To manage the condition of scarcity of resources, proper planning for supply and utilization of insufficient good is required. The results in use of three major economic issues.
What to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce.
It seems like everyone already know the scarcity. You all did a great job.